What's up, everyone? So I wanted to make a video addressing the whole Athlean-X fake weight situation. I've been asked so many times, I just want to give you my thoughts on the whole situation. First of all, lying is not always wrong. There are some situations in which lying is actually the greatest good. However, I think lying about the weights you are lifting in order to sell programs for your own financial gain, that's not good, okay? I think that's something that should be called out and that I'm happy to call out. A lot of people will say, Jeff, you're just hating. You're such a hater. I think that's different. I think hating on someone and calling out bad behavior are two fundamentally different things. I don't hate Jeff Cavaliere. I don't hate, his brand, but I am going to call out behavior like using fake weights to sell programs to impressionable youth. I think that is wrong, and I'm going to call it out when I see it. So why do I think this is wrong? Well, I think honesty matters. I think integrity matters. Not just because it's my middle name, but because we should hold people to a high standard, especially if they have a lot of followers, if they have a big influence. If someone has 1,000 followers, their actions don't matter that much. It really doesn't. If they use fake weights or bad technique or anything, it doesn't matter that much because the effect is quite small. If someone has 100,000 followers, all of a sudden they have a voice, they have a platform, and their actions matter. Their actions influence not just other people, but other people who hold influence. Now, if you have 1 million followers or 10 million followers, I think your actions need to be held to a higher level of accountability, not a lower level of accountability. Some people said to me, they said, well, you have 5,000 followers on Instagram and he has such and such million. I don't think that is a valid excuse. I think that is very easy to say. I think that is a very cheap tactic, and address the situation at hand. Don't just dismiss someone because they don't have that many followers. I know people who have under 1,000 followers, but they give great advice. So don't just go with they are popular, so they are right. They are not popular, so they are wrong. I think that is not a good strategy, and I think it is not very logical either. And by the way, if anyone says, well, they could have been real, that 315 crappy pin press, close grip, rocket launcher, fast as a whistle, bench press, it could have been real. First of all, it's not real. Second of all, watch the video before you debate that at all, okay? I'll link it in the description. I think it is pretty damning. The deadlift, the rows, the curls, everything involving these plates, it makes it very, very obvious. Another thing is that I completely disagree with Greg Doucette on this one. Not just because we have our differences, just because I don't agree with him on this point. I agree with him on lots of stuff. This is not one of them. In a photo shoot, if you're holding, a plastic dumbbell that says 100 kilos, and it's actually 2 kilos, you're not actually saying that you're lifting the weight. You're not actually promising that you're lifting the weight. You're not deceiving anyone at all. Whereas he, in his videos, he specifically said, this is near 500 pounds. He specifically said, this is 315 pounds that I'm close grip rocket launcher bench pressing. So he is absolutely, directly deceiving people. And I think that is wrong, because he is just doing it to sell programs. Now, is there anything amazing about an Athlean-X program? No, okay? I've had clients who used his programs in the past, and they did not work very well. Some of them said, you take 90% of your 1 rep max, and you do a set of 3 to 5 reps, and then you rest 30 seconds, and you do it again. And then you rest 30 seconds, and you do it again. And again, and again, and again, until you can't do any more reps. That is ridiculous. That is a ridiculous protocol when you keep in mind that 90% is roughly your 3 to 5 rep max. That is just a ridiculous workout. That coupled with his, 10 sets of 10 with 70 to 80% of your 1 rep max with 1 minute rest, it shows to me that he doesn't know programming. He simply doesn't have the fundamental knowledge when it comes to training people. And so he feels the need to use fake weights because he's not personally that strong, I'm not that strong either. I'm bench pressing 80 kilos here, okay? You can count it. 5, 5, 10, 10 per side. It's 80 kilos, okay? But I'm being honest about it, okay? Even if I'm not that strong, it's okay, okay? I'm sure you don't care that much. I'm sure you don't, value my opinion all that much less. And even if you do, that is not a reason to use fake weights, okay? Even if I could find fake weights, I would never use them. It is worth noting, however, that I don't think fake weights are always a bad thing. If I see a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger in a movie curling 4 or 5 or 6 plates, which is clearly fake, that is not a big deal. If I see a picture of a velociraptor holding a rocket launcher photoshopped onto a shark jumping out of the water, that is fine. Obviously fake. I mean, it's deceptive, I guess, but it's also awesome and it's also harmless, okay? So not all lies are bad, but I think, deceiving people to sell programs that are not very good based on your physique and on a false sense of strength, I think that is wrong. I think that is fundamentally wrong, and I don't think calling it out is wrong either. In fact, I think it's something that should be called out, and I think more YouTubers should be calling him out. Props to Vegan Gains for calling him out, for picking up the story and actually doing the right thing. Jeff Cavaliere is the biggest YouTuber, okay? He is the biggest fitness YouTuber, and this should not be acceptable, okay? Other people should call him out as well. I don't have a big platform, and I encourage, you to send this or send the original Athlean-X video to those bigger YouTubers to try to get this out in the open. And hopefully Jeff admits it. He says, okay, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. And then that's cool, okay? That's fine. But if he just keeps silent, or if he tries to claim that these lifts were real, that's a big problem, I think. That's an even bigger problem. But he should have the opportunity to admit that he was wrong, that he did the wrong thing. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone, no one is perfect. And, I understand why he did it. Maybe he felt the need to be stronger. There is a huge amount of pressure, honestly. As someone getting into YouTube, there is a massive amount of pressure to be strong, to be lean, to look good, to be attractive. And he's already lean, and he was just missing the strength. So I see why he did it. Just buy some fake plates, do the lifts in your gym, under the perfect lighting, it'll look amazing. You get lots of subscribers and more respect. And I get it, I get it. It's just something that I could never do, and I think, no one should ever do. Because that's the thing. If you're natural, you can be strong or you can be lean. But you can't really be both, okay? If you're natural and if you're lean, you're not going to be strong. Trust me. I've been down to 6, 7, 8% body fat, somewhere in that range, and you just can't be all that strong. It's just not going to happen. And I think that's probably the situation he's in. He might also be on TRT. Who knows? Okay. I mean, if you lie about fake plates, what else are you lying about? How can we trust that you're really natural? Who knows? If you're natural and you want to get really strong, you're probably going to have to be a slightly higher body fat percentage. That's just how the body works. You're not going to be shredded years at a time like he is. Not going to happen. And if you want the best of both worlds, you want to be really, really strong like Larry Wheels, and you want to be shredded and in good condition like 10% body fat year-round, guess what? You're going to have to go down the anabolic highway. It's just how it is. Human physiology is not meant to be shredded and super strong naturally at the same time. Okay? And I think this is a big part of the lie. It really is. This is why he tried to sell his program, saying you can be lean and super functional and strong at the same time. You can be somewhat lean, but you're not going to have veins in your abs at the same time. It's just not going to happen. And by the way, I'm not doing this for followers, okay? If you stumble across this video and you don't want to follow me or subscribe to me, you don't have to do it. I'm not doing this for fame or notoriety. I'm just doing this because I see something that's wrong and I feel the need to call it out, okay? Because not that many people are doing it, and it really, I think, is corrosive, bad behavior for the industry. And again, he's one of the biggest names. He's the biggest fitness YouTuber, and no one is calling him out. I understand he has fanboys. I understand, like, I'm going to get trolled. Bring it on, okay? Bring it on. If you do want to bring it on, the only requests I have are, one, to watch the video by Athlean-X, because that makes it very obvious that he has been fudging his numbers, so to speak. Also, I ask that you don't bring up the number of subscribers, attack the issue at hand, and also don't be a dick. I've been pretty reasonable to him. If you look at my video on Athlean-X, on Jeff Cavaliere, I'm very reasonable, I'm very, fair to him, and he's done a lot of good, okay? So he's not, a terrible human being. All right, that's it. I'll see you next time. Peace.